Universal love, light to my gods and goddesses, my brothers and sisters out there. So, I got something that I want to speak on, and I want all the smoke. I want all the comments, whatever. I'm open for whatever. Let's discuss it. So my issue is that it was a video that popped up on my feed. It was from Mama T, but it wasn't even her page. Somebody just hijacked her video, and it was some black girl, a black woman, or whatever the case may be. And she was talking in reference to when you unlock the black woman, and she started remembering who she really is and this and that. Well, unbeknownst to a lot of brothers and sisters out here, I understand and I know that the black woman, the carbon woman, my sisters, were and are the first of creation. So when God, the dark matter energy that we call God, manifested itself, it manifested itself as a black woman. Okay? This planet initially was all women, all goddesses, all carbon beings, all females. Okay. And that's why they have the Eve gene, and it was it's called photosynthesis, where they was able to procreate without a man. Then, and that was all female energy. Then, after so much time of just existing as women, just hence the movie The Amazons, which was pretty much based on them, they created us, the carbon god, their counterpart, and we consist of masculine energy as well as female energy. Now, that being said, I understand the hierarchy of it, and I understand that if you want to put a title on it and say that the woman is God, I'm down with that. I believe that. I have no issues with that at all. But I understand also that because we are a part of you as well as you are a part of us, and the time that we're living in, that we must come together in order to have complete power, complete domination. Because separate, yes, we're powerful once you tap in to who you really are. But together, we're completely unstoppable. But that being said, right now what's going on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all these podcasts, and all these other fucking shows is a lot of black women are saying they don't need black men. They useless, they this, they that, da 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 da. Then you got a lot of black men on here talking about the woman is so masculine and she this and she that, she don't know how to be submissive and so forth and so on. Okay, I get it. I've ran into some sisters that was pretty much all that mouth, all that masculinity and all that other stuff, but she didn't know how to be feminine. But it is what it is. But then you got a lot of men out here that's acting like women. And most of them are pretty much just went all the way to it and out here doing this other thing with this other man type stuff. Okay? I'm not knocking any of it, but the reality of it is that the times that we're living in right now, which are the end days, and we're actually in the last hours, not the days anymore, it is incumbent upon us to put aside all this bullshit, all these distractions, all this so-called hate or animosity or feeling some type of way, and we must come together. Because when it's all said and done, I'm going to keep it real with you. If the shit hit the fan, I don't give a damn how strong a sister thinks she is or how independent she thinks she is or how masculine she thinks she is. When the shit hit the fan, what y'all gonna do? Do you know how to make a fire? Do you know how to build a shelter? Do you know how to hunt animals? Do you know how to skin an animal? Do you know how to make some heat? Because when the solar flares really kick in, it's going to be like an EMP. And that means that the grids are going to be shut down. There's not going to be no electricity. There's not going to be no refrigerators. Not going to be no microwaves. Ain't going to be no ovens. Ain't going to be going no grocery store. It's going to be pure chaos. That being said, it's going to be a lot of our own people that you can't trust. It could be your friend, your relative that you may not be able to trust. Because when it comes down to survival, it's every man, every woman for themselves to a certain degree. And if we don't come together now and put aside all this bullshit, because when it's all said and done, this is by design. Even if you really look back at the history of when we were actually a couple and we actually were together with Big Mama and Generation X. I'm Generation X. But, I remember when it was a male, a black man and a black woman together, and the woman was still a female. But then when it came with the welfare and all these other benefits and so forth and so on, which put the black man out. And the woman had to do a lot of things on her own, but I understand she had to take on the masculine aspects and characteristics. And the man still had to do what he did, but he became somewhat hoarse and just was going from different women to different women, which in turn he lost respect for their women. But then you had the drugs and the heroin and all these other stuff that separated us even more. Because anytime another man could take his own sister and have out here selling her body, I don't have no respect or love for that, because that could be your sister, your auntie, your mama, your daughter. So I don't get on with none of that. Okay? But this is all by design. We fighting each other when actually the same people, the same colonizers, the same slave masters, the same people that sit behind these desks and these offices and behind these closed doors, it's the same ones that's been manipulating us from the beginning. But for some reason, you guys can't seem to get that through your head that we need to put aside all this bullshit and stop debating it, because we're going to need each other. And I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of us are not going to make it. A lot of you brothers and a lot of you sisters are not going to make it. You're going to go in panic mode, hysteria mode. And some of you are going to trust this person, trust that person. No. And a lot of you all are not prepared. And a lot of you are physically not prepared. You're overweight, you're out of shape, you're still eating processed food, you still believing that there's a God outside of you that's going to save you. You haven't done no inner work. So you're vibrating low. You're not going to make it. I mean, I had a female to get on here to try to argue with me, talking about I'm putting out hate. No. I know I'm a chosen one. I've been told many times, church and the mosques and people have touched me and like, oh no, you anointed, you called to preach. I already know who I am. I am that I am. I'm a part of the 144,000 here to bring about heaven on earth. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I know I'm a warrior for God. So that being said, I've already done most of the work that I needed to do internally as well as externally. And I'm working on building something for our babies, a place where they can go and feel safe, for the homeless, for our elderly, for our brothers and sisters, at least teach them and guide them. And I'm trying to rotate with brothers and sisters that's on that same mindset, have that same mentality, that's out here that's trying to make a difference for our brothers and sisters. I don't feed into that other bullshit. I really don't care. But I'm trying to get you guys to understand, this shit is not fucking checkers. This is fucking chess. They've been playing chess. Y'all still playing checkers. They've been thinking moves ahead. They got us all at odds with each other about stupid shit. Like you're not paying attention to the bigger picture. Shit's about to hit the fan. And it's literally every man, every woman for themselves. If you don't have a community or have some type of plan and have some gumption about yourself or have an idea or a clue what your next move is going to be, you're not going to make it. So we shouldn't be at odds with each other. We should be trying to come together so we can lift up our other brothers and sisters that is not as strong as us or not even woke. That's all I really got to say. I love my people. I'm willing to kill and die for them. It's just that simple. But most of you all are not.